Yo, what's going on, guys? We're here with the Chicago Bulls Miami Heat 9-10 play-in matchup. Where I want to hear you guys' thoughts down below in the comment section. Who do you guys think's gonna win this? As always, hit that like and subscribe button. But I want to hear your thoughts in the comment section. Who will win and why? And obviously, they play the loser of the Magic and Hawks series, which I'll be honest, probably everybody's hoping for the Magic right here. No offense, Magic. Grew up a Magic fan. So let's just get right into it and talk about it. The Chicago, as of this video, is 37-43. They hold series edge over Miami 3-0 and finished with a stronger offense, 117.7 points per game, fifth in the East, but the worst defense in the conference outside of the Wizards. 120 points allowed per game. That's basically a negative 0.25 differential. And Josh Giddey posted a 26, 10, and 10 triple-double average versus the Heat. The Kobe White and Matas Uzelis just having this Bulls offense rolling as they head into the playoffs, while the Heat are the only team that finished with the same exact points per game and points allowed so far of 110. And they've had inconsistencies, but they kind of been the same team throughout the year. Look, along with 74 career playoff games from Bam Adebayo, 46 from Tyler Herro, I think they have the experience, they have the grind. And we're going to talk with the Heat first. As you guys know, I cover the Miami Heat for the USA Today. We actually will be at the game tomorrow, so 1 p.m. So, tonight will be an early night as I'll get ready for that one. But let's just go ahead and talk about Miami. What do we see? What do we know? And this is a team that's carrying 21st in offense rating, 9th in defensive rating, with injuries going to Mr. Nikola Jovic with his hand, Pella Larson with his ankle. We do know that Kevin will probably be there, but Kevin just had the birth of his second child, so he's probably been around his child. And this is a team that is 18th in field goal percentage, and they put up the 24th most, 12th in three-point makes, while attempting the 16th most and making them at the 11th highest percentage. Now, they are a team that does good on defensive rebounds, but they are the 4th worst in offensive rebounds, 22nd in total rebounds, 30th in blocks. So rim protection is something that they aren't good at. Granted, the Bulls aren't going to be attacking the rim. Nothing that they should worry. And with Eric Spoelstra, you're going to be seeing Tyler Herro, Andrew Wiggins, Bam Adebayo, Duncan Robinson, Nikola. I don't know if Jovic is going to be there, so I'm not going to put him. Davion Mitchell, Khalil Ware, Alec Burks, Kyle Anderson, and Haywood Highsmith. It's been like the 8-9 man rotation that they've been running. Maybe a little bit of Jaime Jaquez, depending on who's available, who's out. And with those, Hero's a double-digit scorer. Wiggins is a double-digit scorer. Basically, Bam, those three guys are 20-point per game scorers. You have Duncan and Davion, who are going to give you 10 apiece. Khalil can give you like 10. He's averaging 9. Al Burks gives you like 7 to 10. Kyle Anderson's just a Swiss Army knife. And then Haywood Highsmith. So you have the scoring and you have the length that you want in terms of being able to outscore a Bulls team that we're not going to say they're like intimidating. There's still Pella Larson, who's a good energy guy, and Kevin Love, who could get minutes. Like, this could be an 11-man rotation, depending on what Spoelstra sees or wants to adjust or who he's feeling. Because the one thing that I will give the Bulls that they do is they're really good at bombing their threes, and that's probably what they're going to try to do. Is they're not going to try to go at the rim against the Heat, because both teams aren't good rim teams, but what they'll try to do is to outscore them. So if we move over to the Bulls, they're 20th in offense rating, 21st in defensive rating. They score the 6th most points in the league at 117.8, but they give up 119.6. So not necessarily the most ideal thing. And when you look at injuries, if you look at the current season, obviously I would assume is out for the season. We don't know if Alonzo Ball will be playing. We assume Josh Giddey will be. And to me, if we look at some of their recent matchups, well, they had that game against Miami where Miami went 9 deep. They had Burks, Ware, Wiggins, Adebayo, Herro, Mitchell, Haywood Highsmith, Kyle Anderson, Duncan Robinson be their 9-man rotation when they went against Josh Giddey, Kevin Herter, Kobe White, Nikola Vucevic, Buzelis, a little bit of Dalen Terry, Pat Williams, Zach Collins, and Taylor Turner and Julian Phillips. I think Pat Williams and Zach Collins off the benches for sure, and then maybe like some Lonzo if he's healthy. Now, this is obviously a squad that's going to be their 4th in field goal attempts, 8th in field goal makes, and 15th in field goal percentage, while being 3rd in 3-point makes, 3rd in 3-point attempts, and 12th in 3-point percentage. So they're going to get shots off. They're 4th in total rebounds, 1st in defensive rebounds. So they're going to get the boards, they're going to control the boards, and they're going to really just try to force the Heat to play their game. So I was just thinking, like, with this being all said, is that the biggest part is just knowing how they're going to be able to, I think if they can just get their shots off, as you guys saw, they hold the series lead. Now, the Heat are a team that they are bipolar. They're going to be able just to turn it on and be like, yeah, we are a completely different team in the playoffs than we are in the regular season, which I think everybody knows that. We've seen it time in and time out again. So when you look at a squad like what we saw in the Heat game right there, what's crazy is they didn't even play Jalen Smith. So I wonder if they're going to be the type to go ahead and just push forward and look to have more shots up. Like if I was telling Kevin Herter, Josh Giddey, Vucevic, Buzels, I'd be like, it's rain threes. We're not going to be a team that's going to get to the cup or to the rack enough to beat them, but we'll be able. I got that, and what you think is going to be is how you're going to outscore them, because we know for a fact that they're going to be trying to go shot for shot, and obviously they're not a good rim protecting team. So to me, I think the best thing that they could do is go ahead and try to find themselves the shooting that one would hope to find or hope to see them put up, because I think the way you beat the Heat is putting up the shots. And the Hawks are the team that scare me if the Heat were to go up next, and if the Hawks were to lose to the Magic. That's the worst thing for the Heat. So the Bulls are a team in a position that they can really just shoot themselves into a victory. While the Bulls can do that, the Heat need to be able to score themselves into a win, because I think they contain the Bulls. But if the Bulls want to win, they're literally gonna have to shoot and play the Heat and shoot more shots than them, which I think is any basketball game. But when you look at it from just like the outside lens, they're not going to go to the cup, the Bulls. So the Bulls are literally just going to have to put up more shots to try to be the ones that are able to do it better than the Heat. And I think this one's a toss-up. I'm going to go with the Heat just because they're more prepared to win like this. But so yeah, like I think that's the whole thing. I think the Bulls can win this, but I also feel like the Bulls are cool. Like, would the Bulls like to make the playoffs? Yeah, but I feel like the Heat are way more incentivized to make playoffs. I think both teams are like cool with whatever happens. I just think the Heat, for their mantra, especially if they are trying to go after a big fish, they would want to definitely have a playoff appearance to show that, yeah, like even though we had a weird year with Jimmy, we're able to rebuild it and put it together that we could make it to the playoffs. I think that's the biggest thing. So I want to hear your guys' thoughts there. That's it from me. I hope you guys did enjoy. Like, comment, and subscribe. Bye-bye. Ciao.